button. So here we go. Like now we're live on all platforms. So hello. For those of you guys who are just starting to watch this, this is the It's Her Business weekly live show where we bring you the strategies and tactics and the mindset to help you scale to six, and seven figures. My name is Eva Polikova and I am your host. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. Today is a little bit of an experiment. We're doing simulcasting, so you should be able to see this on YouTube and in our It's Our Business Facebook group and on our business page and on Instagram. So it's a little bit of a crazy town. I'm so excited to be doing this, but it's a little bit of an experiment. So as you see this, say hi. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're watching this. Put some comments in the chat. So here's the thing. Today I was thinking about what's going to make the biggest difference. And I really wanted to talk about some of the strategies to fill your events in 2021. But before we go there, I wanted to cover the 5 principles that I thought were really important to bring to you that you absolutely can't miss, that are part of the SERVE method that we teach all the time, that I really want to bring into the forefront of your mind. And for those of you guys who stay till the end, we have a little surprise for you. So let's dive in. This is going to be a note taker. So you want to grab a pen and paper and you want to start watching this. I just need to adjust my screen. This is a little crazy. We have people watching this stream in our Facebook group. It's Our Business Facebook group. We have people watching this on YouTube. We have people watching this on Instagram. So it's a little bit of a fun experiment. And I will let you know how it went in the next week's live show. So, number 1, if you don't have a worksheet for this, type in worksheet and we're going to get this to you because we put together a chart and a worksheet that you can follow because we're going to dive into some very specific and strategic ways for you to drive leads into your events. So that's number 1. And number 2, if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. If you don't have a worksheet, push hashtag worksheet. But let's start with the strategy first, okay? So as you know, the SERVE methodology, SERVE, is the methodology that we follow and we teach to really help you to scale. And it's very much service-based. And we talk a lot about aligning your service and your business with purpose, not just when you serve your clients, but your marketing and sales as well. Because we find when you give, you're allowed to receive. And, you have to be in alignment in everything you do. Otherwise, you're going to really struggle. You're going to burn out. It's not going to work. And you're not going to be able to attract the clients you want to attract anyway. So a couple principles I wanted to talk about. Number 1, S for service. Always provide enormous value in your marketing. Enormous value. Don't hold back and don't dumb it down. Okay. I want you to write this down. Like, don't dumb it out. Too many people think that when you go and teach, you have to sound a certain way. It has to be simple and it has to be almost dumbed down to the lowest kind of common denominator of whoever's watching. However, you want to ask yourself, who's the people you want to attract? And, last week we finished one of our SERVE methods, Profit Labs. And I decided with a lot of intention, to up-level the level of content that we were delivering because I really wanted to attract the high achievers, the people who are serious about taking their business to the next level. So we were not talking about stuff like messaging and like basic branding and logos and whatever you have. We were talking about group programs. We were talking about service. We're talking about, hiring a team, because I really was intentional about the people that I wanted to attract who were extremely serious about succeeding, who were extremely serious about taking their business to the next level. I wanted to intentionally repel the business hobbyists. I wanted to intentionally repel the people who, who just kind of like work on their business for years and years, but it doesn't really move anywhere. I really wanted to attract a small group of ideal clients that are extremely passionate about what they're doing, who are extremely driven, who are willing to put some work forward and who are willing to do some good, math and whatever it will take and design a business that really serves others. So that's the first principle. Deliver amazing value, but don't dumb it down. Don't dumb it down. Really go full out and talk to aspirational clients. Don't be afraid to make things a little bit aspirational, a little bit high, almost like higher than your ideal clients are, because you want to be talking up, not at the level where they are, but talking up. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. E is for evolution in the SERVE method, right? And E also stands for energy. So as we go through building our business, we are going to go through a lot of things emotionally, be it a lot of stuff around imposter syndrome, be it around fear of rejection, be it around feeling deflated and discouraged a lot of the times. Because why? Because when we say, your event is going to have 10% conversion rate, for example, what does it mean? You're going to have 90% rejection rate. So you got to get clear about what that means for you and the emotional impact that it could potentially have if you don't do your emotional work. So I wanted to just touch base today on the importance of clearing your energy. Clearing your energy. Looking at what you're experiencing on an emotional level and releasing it so that you're emotionally free. You're feeling free to talk, free to be, free to act, free to reach out to people. And you don't have stuff stuck in your aura that is going to hold you back from delivering the most amount of value when you go out and when you go live and when you go serve or you work with your clients. So energy clearing practices are extremely, extremely important. There's so many different modalities that you could be using. We use, just this morning with my clients, we have a group call. When part of the call, the first half hour of the call is focused on letting go of the patterns that hold us back and clearing that out of our energy field. Because I think it's so extremely important to do that. So whatever modalities that you use, be it emotional freedom technique, aroma freedom technique, mental rehearsal, letting go, the Sedona method, whatever is that you use, you need to make it part of your at least a bi-weekly routine to intentionally clear everything that is going to be in your system, everything that is going to keep you from moving things forward. So I would just like to take a pause. And for everybody who is watching, I would love to know, first of all, do you have an energy practice? Is that something that you do? What do you do to clear yourself emotionally so that you can really be present in your business and be going full force forward on building your empire? So type in a chat, type in the comments, what is your favorite practice to clear your energy, to be able to have that emotional freedom? I would love to know what that is. Share with us. For those of you guys who are joining us, who don't have a worksheet, type in worksheet. Jay or Selena on our team, they're going to make sure we get you the worksheet, or send us a DM if you still want to get one. So that's the second thing. So again, some of the principles we already discussed. So number one, serve, give people amazing value. Don't dumb it down, because if you do, you're going to attract the wrong kind of client. Okay. Number two, always be clear in your energy. Don't get stuck with fear. Don't get stuck with scarcity mindset, because when you bring that into your business, you're not going to attract the results that you want. Number three, R stands for reverse engineering. Okay. So, and we just did so much work on this last week in the Serve Method Profit Lab, where we were looking at what is your conversion rate. In a nutshell, you need to be very clear about what your annual revenue goal is going to be for next year or the next 12 months. You need to know what is it going to take in terms of the number of your signature event that you need to be holding, be it your Zoom workshop or your Zoominar, be it your signature retreat, be it your signature challenge that you're doing. You need to be very clear about how often do you need to do it and what your conversion rate is in order to get the clients you want to get. I will tell you, in most cases, most of our clients are targeting having between 150 and 300 people attend their signature events that they're doing every month to 2 months in order to close the number of clients into their signature group or individual program in order to scale to, typically they're looking at scaling to somewhere between $150,000 and $500,000 next year, depending on what they're starting. Okay. So where you at, if you're at 0, for example, and you have not had any clients yet, and your first goal is to get to 100K or 150K, you're going to be looking at having your signature event every single month. Whether you decide to do a signature challenge, signature retreat, or signature Zoominar, okay, those are the 3 events that we teach. And you're going to be filling it with people. I need to be very clear, very, very crystal clear about how many people do you need to be registered and how many people do you need to attend in order to have the number of conversations with them, phone calls, discovery sessions, and close them into the program, okay? And we always start there. For example, now we're in a planning for the next quarter. We're looking at how many new clients do we want to bring into the Quantum Leap Entrepreneur. What does it mean in terms of number of registrations? We're looking at 500 to 700 registrations for the next event in order to close, a 6-figure launch. So that's an example of what we're doing. Okay. So that's reverse engineering. V stands for virtual scalability. And we're going to talk about that a little bit in the second portion of today, because everything that you're bringing, everything that you're doing networking, being guest podcasting, being speaking at other people's events, being online, delivering your signature talk online, everything needs to be brought back to your tribe, your online community, so you can continue the conversation with your potential clients until they're ready to work with you, okay? So this happens on 2 different levels. The virtual scalability happens on 2 different levels. One is having your signature scalable, your virtually scalable signature event, okay? Your signature challenge, your signature retreat, your signature Zoominar, which you can bring massive amount of people into. And the second is having a virtually scalable online program. And I'm not talking courses, talk about this all the time. Courses are not the way to go. I could give you 30 reasons why. And I'm happy to have the conversation later. If you type in a chat, why not courses? I'm happy to continue the conversation. But we really believe in serving people at a really, really high level. And we really believe in personal touch, being able to catch people when they fall, being able to support people on a somewhat customized level, giving them personal feedback, holding their hand, locking arms with them, serving them, and having a really, really, really deep personal connection with them as we serve them, not just throwing them with video courses because we know they don't succeed that way, okay? So V for virtual scalability is all the efforts you're doing, bringing it back to your online community, nurturing and serving until people continue working with you in your virtual scalable online program. And then finally, E is for execution. And, we teach the 7 principles to scale to 7 figures when it comes to mindset and productivity. But one thing I wanted to touch base on today that we just talked about within Quantum Leaps this morning is everything that you're planning, every single event, every single registration that happens, every single phone call, it needs to be carefully mapped onto your calendar. And time blocking is a mastery that you will have to gain if you're serious about scaling your business. It is so crucial. I cannot tell you enough. And I was just like spending the last 2 hours with my clients, and we were doing the time blocking together as we go. And I cannot tell you how freakishly important it is to take your goals, reverse engineering them, and mapping them onto your calendar. Because when you do that, you get control and you get financial stability and security. Because when you can reverse engineer down, when you can say, okay, for the next event, I need to have 250 people registered. It takes me an hour to have conversation and register 7 people, how many hours is it going to take? And then you go and you put it on your calendar every single week. Either you have a 3-hour time block over here and 3-hour time block over there, or you do every time, the first thing in the morning, every single day is getting your 7 registrations or however many it is. It gives you so much control and so much power into your business. I cannot tell you how important that is, because if your calendar doesn't reflect, and if you're doing this, your daily things that you do don't reflect your goals and don't directly lead to your goals, you have 0 chance of success. 0 chance. You can hope and wish and try to manifest and sit in your couch and try to envision how things are going to happen. And yes, sometimes you're going to have 1 or 2 clients a month pop in and, come unexpectedly, and that's all great. And I love the law of attraction. But if you are really wanting to scale to really, really another level in your business and bring, $40,000, $80,000, $120,000 months into your business, you need to be extremely, extremely good at time blocking. So those are the 5 principles I wanted to chat about before we go into talking about the 10 ways to drive people into your signature event. So I'm going to recap this for you before we move on. So number 1, provide enormous value in your marketing. Don't hold back. Don't dumb it down. You guys are, we're the real deal here. And we try don't share with the world the things that you know. And that is not to say overwhelm them with over-engineered information, but share with the world your sophistication, everything that you know. Because when you do that, when you get authentic and you really, really share with passion and you talk about stuff that is a little bit higher level, you're going to attract a little bit higher level of your client. I hope that makes sense. Number 2, clear your energy. Clear energy. I do this all the time. There's always something stuck. There's always a blind spot. There's always something that needs to be cleared. And sometimes it's past trauma. Sometimes it's very recent trauma. There's events that are stuck with you. There's relationships that are not working. Or there's simple fear of, rejection and imposter syndrome and feeling like we're not good enough. Who am I to say I'm an expert on this and that? Continue clearing stuff out of your energy field and use the practices that you have, that you know, to do that on a daily basis. Number 3, reverse engineer your goals and set realistic conversions. So, count on when you do your events that about somewhere between 2 and 10%, really depends on how warm your leads are. If you're dealing with very, very cold leads, people of the internet, you're going to have probably 1.5 to 2.5% conversion rate, versus when you were dealing with a warm market, you might have 10% conversion rate. Okay. So set realistic expectations and conversion rates and do your numbers on how many people need to be in your events in order to get the business that you want to get. Okay. Virtual scalability. Be bringing everybody back into your online audience, into your community, in order to nurture them more before they become a client. And E for execution, map everything onto your calendar. So those are some strategic reminders. Okay. Awesome. Somebody says, okay. Let's see. Morning mindfulness practice before I start each day. By the way, you guys, if you click the link above, it will give StreamYard permission to see your comments. Jay says, I use chakra tones and meditations. Super, super cool. What else? I'd love to know what else you guys use for your own practice, or put a notes in the chat if you're watching the replay of this. Now let's dive in for the second portion of this. And I want to have a conversation with you about the strategies to fill your events in 2020. Okay. So, on page 3, I believe, in your worksheet, you're going to find a chart. Okay. If you don't have a worksheet, put #worksheet. And I want you to envision this as a funnel. At the very bottom of your funnel is your signature program, your signature probably group program that you are going to be filling with clients. In order to have people in your signature program, you're going to have a lot of phone call conversations or DM conversations. For me, it's honestly mostly DM conversations. It's less of phone calls. But for some of you, it's more phone calls, less DM. Okay? So, but one way or another, people need to talk to you. People need to get to know you. People need to ask questions before they end up working with you. Okay? So above that, in order to drive people to even have a conversation with you, you need to have a signature event hosted by you. Hosted by you. Okay. Yes, you can do your signature talk. Yes, you can do your podcasting, guest casting, whatever you have. But you need to have your own signature event that you repeat and rewash and do over and over and over in your tribe. You guys know for us, it's the Serve Method Profit Lab, the multi-day retreat that we do, which we're thinking about reworking into a 48-hour version or 24-hour version, whatever you have. But that is our signature event that we run every 2 months. And we just finished one last week. That is our brand builder that we drive people into, that we had tons and tons of people watching and participating in. That's our, when we give people, everything there's to give on a very, 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 very high level before inviting them to continue working with us and implementing in a year-long program. So you need to have your signature event. For some of you, it's going to be a Facebook group challenge. For some of you, it's going to be an online retreat, multi-day online retreat. Okay. For some of you, it's going to be a Zoominar. What we teach our clients is a 90-minute Zoominar version where it's very experiential and they talk high level and they get to see people on Zoom, kind of face to face and have conversations and sometimes do breakout rooms to really get people to interact with each other before inviting them into a discussion call / conversations of a DM and people becoming their client. Okay. So your signature program, your signature event is going to be absolutely crucial. Okay. I will tell you, for us, when we started doing this, we started with a 5-day challenge. And it took us 5 or 6 different iterations, and we're still changing it. We're still, changing things as we go. What it started as was, what was it called? List Building Profit Lab. At the beginning, we were teaching people how to build their email list and make a freebie. And then we realized, number one, it was not in alignment with our brand because we really want, people to be serving people more than building email lists or whatever we have. It was fun, but also we realized we were attracting a different kind of clients that we wanted to attract. It wasn't super effective. Then it turned into, we were making different changes every time we did one of those challenges. Then it turned into Audience Building Profit Lab, which was a lot of fun, but it was not high level enough for us. Then it turned into the Serve Method Profit Lab, where we started seeing some amazing shifts where people were jumping and the minute we made an offer, we would have $40,000 in sales, and then the rest come in, the days after. That's when we really started seeing a huge shift when we started teaching the things that were so in alignment with who we are. So anyway, you're going to go through different iterations of your signature event based on the feedback you're getting and the type of clients you're getting. And you're going to be setting more intentions for who you want to attract. So things are going to shift and change. But you have to have your signature event that you're tweaking, that you're perfecting, that you are making changes to in every time you do it to make it better, more effective, more inspiring. People get bigger results out of this, and people absolutely love it. Okay. So again, at the very bottom of your strategy is your signature program. That's where you serve your clients. Before you do that, you have to have a conversation with a certain amount of people, okay? Depending on what your, consult conversion rate is, right? To close 2 clients, you might have to have 10 sales calls or 4 sales calls. It really depends on the price of your program, on your sales skills and so on and so forth, or, simply how nurtured those people are. Okay. And then, to drive people into the conversation with you, you need to be delivering your signature event over and over and over. Now, let's talk very, very quickly about the 10 ways you're going to be driving people into your signature event in 2021. Now, here's the thing. There is probably 35,000 ways. There is so many different ways you can do this. Okay. But here's the ways that have worked for us or for our clients very, very, very well. Number one for us is definitely Instagram. It is direct invitations from Instagram. We have sent so many invitations and we have very, very high conversion. And like our last Profit Lab that we did, we had 500 people registered. 450 of them were our Instagram followers. It's very simple. However, it will take some building up. We have 3 Instagram accounts. I have one, Jay has one, and Selena has one. We each have our Instagram account on our team, and we invite our followers to participate. Okay, so that's been the most amazing and effective strategy. It doesn't come without, glitches and being blocked and yada yada yada, and Anyway, it's all kinds of things but it's very, very effective. Another strategy number 2, write this down, is engaging and networking in other Facebook groups. Okay. This has worked very, very, very well for some of our clients. For me, it's not my favorite strategy because I don't have the kind of time to be spending time and networking with people. However, the leads that come from this kind of effort and connecting directly with other people in other Facebook groups or whatever you have are going to be very, very nurtured and very, very warm. So it's a really, really great strategy that our clients are using. Another thing, and this is actually one of my absolutely favorite strategies, is 30 to 90 minute presentation on other people's platforms. I do this regularly, once or twice a month. I present for the International Coaching Federation, the ICF, right? It's my favorite organization to present for. I absolutely love it. And I go and deliver a presentation. We have a discussion, and I invite people back to the Serve Method Profit Lab where we can serve them some more. So it's a lot of fun. It works super, super well, and I really, really enjoy it. So now, when I say 30 to 90 minutes, it really depends on what organization you're presenting for. ICF usually allows 60 to 90 minutes. I've done a lot of a lot of presentations for the Polka Dot Powerhouse, about 50, 60, 70 different chapters, I can't remember, around the country. And some of them are offline, some of them are online, but they usually only allow 20 to 30 minute versions. So it really depends who you're presenting for. You want to have a couple different lengths of version ready. Okay. Another one is podcast. Podcasting is interesting because I will tell you, I didn't even listen to a single podcast. It was like this. I'm not like, I really love audiobooks, but I didn't get into podcasting until maybe 8 months ago. And we started growing our own podcast, and we have seen so much organic traffic come from. And, we released it through one platform, but really on Apple iTunes is where people start finding us. So it's really just an amazing way to serve people and get them to find you. This is one of the very few efforts that actually works for people to find you rather than you having to go and find people. Okay. So podcasts, but what I have in the notes there for you is slow and steady. It's not going to be an overnight success. It's going to be like, you're going to start seeing some traction when you have about 50 episodes in. 50 episodes in. So look what that means. If you do 1 episode a week, it's going to be about a year before you start seeing some results out of this. If you do 2 episodes a week, it's going to be about half a year before you start seeing some traction. So I want you to really think long-term with this. You're not going to see immediate results, but you want to stick to it and continue doing it until you start seeing people coming through, finding you, and then either scheduling a call with you or joining your signature event. Okay. Another strategy is meetups. And I have there, not now, obviously. We have 3 meetup groups, one in Colorado Springs, one in Denver, one in Boulder, Colorado, that, pre-COVID or pre-pregnancy for me, when I was able to do a lot of offline events, was an amazing source of clients that then continued the journey with us later in our Facebook group. Okay. So this is for 2021. When we come back to doing offline events, it's one of those things that really, really, really allows you to fast track your relationships, because when you meet people in person, they can feel your energy. They can be in a room with you. You can chat with them after. It speeds up the relationship building process so much. However, compared to you going to networking events, whether it's BNI, the Chamber of Commerce or other people's meetups, it's so much more powerful. Yes, it's a little bit more work. Yes, you have to show up as a leader, but you're the leader. You get to teach whatever the heck you want, and you get to inspire these people. You get to share, you get to serve. It's a very, very different impact than when you go to other people's networking events and you do your 30 to 60-second introduction. It's an entirely different thing. You should never be spending a ton of time going to other networking events because it is just so slow. Yes, for some networking events, when you get at least some stage time, right? You get to present something, you get some stage time, that can be effective. But what's going to be 10 times more effective is you running your own events. Because that will give you the opportunity to really, really share your wisdom, your methodology, your formula, to really inspire people, to serve them at much, much, much higher level than you being in the crowd with other people. You want to be on stage. You don't want to be in the crowd. Okay. So speaking is another one. When you schedule speaking engagements, basically doing webinars is the online version of it. When you go to other groups and speak, it's the offline version of it. Obviously not now. However, this is why am I talking about it now, is because we're talking about 2021 strategies, guys. And what happens is that when you go and schedule these speaking engagements, there is usually a minimum of 4-month lead time, but the average is probably more like 7 months to even get scheduled for a speaking engagement. Okay. So you need to be thinking now, if you want to be doing speaking engagements next summer, you need to be thinking about that now and making your list of organizations where you want to present and start reaching out and following up and following up and following up. It is an extremely, extremely powerful thing to do, but you really have to think ahead of time. You have to make a list of the organizations where you want to present. You want to put in your one sheet together, your speaker sheet. You want to start reaching out, and you want to follow up at least 3 or 4 times, at least, before you give up on that organization. Like Jay and I follow up 5 or 6 times with the different chapters of ICF, sometimes more. We just follow up and follow up and follow up. We just reach out. Hey, you have a room now? Hey, you have a room now? Hey, you have a room now? We have been rotating every second week of the month. I think it's the second week. It could be first. But every second week, we reach out to 45 different organizations, and we send them a reminder. Hey, we're ready to do an engagement whenever you're ready. And every time we get 2 or 3 responses back, oh, yes, we have a slot that just opened up. So it's a system that you need to put in place. So this is some of the strategies. If you're thinking for 2021 and you want to be presenting online or offline, you need to be thinking now, making a list and making your outreach and, be working on your speaker reel or speaker sheet or whatever you have to be sending to these organizations. Okay. Referrals is a huge source if you already have clients. I'm not going to spend much time talking about this today because that's like a whole other multi-hour topic we could be talking about. But that's one thing you want to have a referral program, a very solid referral program to make it easy for you, for your current clients to refer to you. Your past client and consult is going to be number 9, right? Like all the people you have ever had a consult session with, they're going to be make a list, download your Acuity, your Calendly, anybody that you've ever had a consult with. They're going to be the people who are probably going to be first to show up at your signature event. Don't prejudge what they think of you. If they said no to you, don't prejudge. I want you to show up for them anyway. Continue showing up for them until they are a yes. I will tell you that 80% of my current clients were first a no before they became a yes. Everybody is a no before they're a yes. So if you had consults with people and you had a bunch of consults in a row, people said no to you, no problem, because you have a pool of very, very warm people, and they just might need the right timing or the shift that you made. They made you more effective as a coach to move with you to the different level. Okay. So anyway, the last thing, I have my clients put together, we do a co-working session on this to put together her top 100 list and to really brainstorm. We get them in a higher frequency, higher state, and then we get them to do a top 100 list and really think through all the people that, they feel guided in their community already that they could serve. And this is such an important thing to do. It's extremely, extremely important because, too many times you're just like, well, I don't know anybody, right? But there's people that you already talked to who could really, really use the service that you provide. And that's where we really have everybody start and looking in their circles, their past clients, the past consults, the people that they have met at other networking events, and start there to be filling their events. So those are the 10 strategies. If you guys missed that, I recommend you go back and you rewind and rewatch. This is going to be posted. The replay is going to be posted. But you want to go back and rewatch or re-listen to this. Some of you guys listening to this on our podcast, we're simulcasting today, which is very new and exciting. So this is being streamed it's our business Facebook group. This is being streamed from my business profile. This is going to be streamed in our YouTube channel, and it's going to be streamed in our Instagram. So this is kind of cool. So wherever you're watching this, put a hashtag or where you're watching this. And I'm super, super, super excited to connect with you guys. So before we jump, I do have something for you. We do offer, so here's the thing. I don't do private coaching anymore, because I just absolutely can't do it with my schedule and so on and so forth, because I run a year-long incubator called the Quantum Leap Entrepreneur, where we serve people at much, much, much higher level. If I did private coaching at this point, I would have to charge $700 to $800 minimum for a coaching hour. But I want to offer a 20-minute conversation to anybody who wants to strategize. What does your funnel look like? What is your signature event going to look like? Okay. That means, are you going to be doing a signature challenge, retreat, or seminar? Or what are your strategies that you're going to be looking at to fill your event? So we're going to put the link below, but what you can do, I'll walk you through this, how to sign up. Okay. First, let me tell you how this goes. Okay. By the way, this is no obligation session. This is really in the first 5 minutes, we'll get to know each other. Then we'll talk about the business that you're in, who you're trying to serve, who your ideal client is, and what you have in place so far. Then we're going to get into, what is your revenue goal for next year? Based on that, we're going to make a very quick roadmap of how can you make this happen. So if your revenue goal is, say, 300,000, we're going to look at how many events do you need to have to fill your program? How much do you have to charge? How many registrants do you have to have in? And we're going to talk about how you're going to fill them. So we're together, and I'm very, very good at that. I've done this many, 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 many times. I'm going to help you get very clear about what your strategy, what your roadmap is to get to your 300,000. For some of you just starting out, maybe you want to have 120,000 in revenue. What is it going to take? How many events? How often? How many people in it? What's the price of the program have to be in order for you to get to your goal? So this is a very strategy conversation. So again, the first 5 minutes, I'll want to get some info to understand your current clients, your program price, so on and so forth, your goals. From there, we'll design a roadmap. And here's the thing. It's a good opportunity to ask, you have two options, really. You can take what we give you. You can run with it. You can implement it on your own. Or it's a good opportunity to ask, hey, how do we work with people? What do we charge? What does it look like? Maybe it's the right opportunity for you now. Maybe it's going to be the right opportunity 2 months down the road. Whichever it might be the case, this is a huge, huge, huge value of conversation. This is something that can literally bring hundreds of thousands into your business down the road. So I would not miss out on that. The way to register, and we're offering it in the next 4 days only, okay? So the way to register, you want to go into your browser. I'm going to give you the link for this, okay? So you want to go to your browser, pull up a browser window. If you're watching this on your phone, you might want to pull up your computer, or you want to write this down, do it in a couple minutes. But keep in mind, we're opening these sessions only for the next 4 days. If somebody schedules it way ahead of time, we're going to cancel these sessions because I have other things on the roadmap that I want to be doing in the upcoming weeks. So what you want to do is type this into the browser. It's bit.ly. It's the regular bit.ly link, bit.ly / strategy conversation. So it's bit.ly / strategy conversation. Okay. So you want to type this into your browser. Let me do this with you so I see what this looks like. So bit.ly / strategy conversation. And when you do that, you're going to see a page pop up that says Eva Palakova Coaching. If you connect it with Jay or Selena, you want to click on their calendar. So you want to pop, if you're connected to Jay, you guys already have conversations, you want to schedule with Jay or Selena, you want to pop on their calendar. Otherwise, click the link that says Eva Palakova Consult Sessions. Then you're going to pick your time zone, wherever you're at. You're going to set it. And then you're going to pick either tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday. Tomorrow, I see 3:45 is available. On Wednesday, there's a couple different options available. Wednesday is pretty open, so you want to grab Wednesday, go do it as fast as possible before they're gone. And then on Thursday, I have a couple sessions between 2 and 4 p.m. open. And you're going to see different things for Jay and Selena. So again, the link is bit.ly / strategy conversation, all lowercase. And then you pick a calendar, either my calendar or Jay or Selena's. You're going to schedule a session, and you're going to get a huge value out of it. And if it seems like, it could be a good fit together, then either we'll add an additional 5 minutes to talk about how we work together, or we'll schedule a separate time for that to extend the conversation if that's, what we need to do. But, there's no obligation. We like to invest into building relationships. We really like to give value. At the same time, we do keep it to 20 minutes because, if you guys want to schedule an hour-long session, that'd be something else. And let us know if you want to do that. But that's a paid offering. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. I'm going to be back again next Monday with another It's Her Business show. Not quite sure what we're going to be discussing yet. If you have requests for what we should be covering here, let me know in the comments or in the chat. I'm happy to cover it. I always really love hearing from people. What is it that is needed for you? Perhaps it's a deep dive on any of the things we covered today. Maybe it's something completely different. Maybe you need help with 2021 reverse engineering and planning. Whatever might be the case, let us know. I can't wait to connect with you guys on the phone. And thank you so much for watching. And, thank you so much for doing the work. I can't wait to connect with you guys, and keep doing the hard work. And I'll see you next time.